Hi everyone and Assalamualaikum. Today, my friends Asyiqin Rosdi and I, Fatihah Zulkarnain, will present to you the topic Al-Ghazali Theory of Ethics, its basis. Okay, first thing first, I will talk about his biodata. His full name is Abu Hamid Muhammad Ibn Muhammad Al-Ghazali, Mazhab Shafi'i, ethnicity Persian, born on 450 Hijriah and died on 14 December 505 Hijriah. He's known as Sharaful A'imah, Zainuddin and Hujatul Islam. His position was Muslim philosopher, theologian, jurist, Sufism, Sunni Islam. His areas of interest were tasawwuf, theology, philosophy, logic, and fiqh. Let's move on to books written by Al-Ghazali. The first book is The Intentions of Philosophers. This book summarized the earlier Islamic philosophers' thoughts, which is Al-Farabi and Ibn Sina. Second book is The Incoherence of Philosophers. This book is marked as the turning point in Islamic epistemology, and Al-Ghazali formed a belief that all events and interactions are not the product of material conjunctions, but instead are the present and immediate will of God. And the third book is The Revival of Religious Science. This book covers almost all fields of Islamic science, including Islamic jurisprudence, theology, and Sufism. Okay, now let's move on to the first point, the psychological nature of man. Al-Ghazali views on psychological nature of man. According to Al-Ghazali, any account of the nature of human nature, the mold in which humans are created, cannot be fully appreciated without an understanding of the purpose of creation and meaning of the present life. Allah SWT states in the Holy Quran, I have only created jinns and men that they may serve me. Surah Al-Jariyat. Human being has been endowed with two qualities, namely knowledge and will. The nature of man is spiritual and physical. Okay, every soul is given a body for the purpose of helping it acquire spiritual provision for its eternal life. The soul uses the body as a vehicle. Although it is a separate entity, it is united with the body through the physical heart. The heart is the first channel through which the soul uses the body. Although the soul and body are separate entities, they affect each other. Al-Ghazali further explained about the dual nature of man by defining the four terms, which is qalbu, heart, nafs, soul or self, ruh, spirit, and the last one, akal, intellect. Al-Ghazali mentioned that spiritual state of a person determine the perception, cognition, affection, emotion, and motivation. Personality, according to Al-Ghazali, include an outward form, which is physical, and an inward self, spiritual. Al-Ghazali defined good manners as the renovation of three forces. The first one is the power of thinking, the power of lust, and the power of anger. In another position, he defined it as doing what a man dislikes, in congruence with the verse, but perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you, and perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you. Surah Al-Baqarah. Deed created good commendable actions. By mind and by Islamic law, the deed is called good manners. It is led to unacceptable actions, then it is called a bad manners. Morals are not doing good or bad deeds, neither are they our ability to do good or bad deeds. Rather, it is the deed that gives the urge to the human soul to give or to hold. Manners, as Al-Ghazali believed, are the reflection of the soul and its inner image. Okay, move on to the second point, which is knowledge and morality. Al-Ghazali view on knowledge. True knowledge is the knowledge of God, His books, His prophets, His creation, including the kingdoms of earth and heavens. It also includes the knowledge of Sharia as revealed by his Prophet. He classifies disciplines such as arithmetic, medicine as techniques and believes that true knowledge can only be achieved if the self has been nurtured through teachings of the Holy Quran. The more one comprehends such knowledge, the better he knows God and the closer he comes to Him. Two main principles of Al-Ghazali's spiritual model of good deed. The first main principle is theoretical, the right knowledge, ilmu, which is a wider understanding of the reality of things. And the second main principle is practical, the right action, amal, the practical aspect of how to perform good deeds. The theoretical principle of the right knowledge refers to a wider understanding of the reality of things. In relation to good deeds, this includes an understanding of their deeper meaning, real purpose, and significance. The practical principle of the right action, on the other hand, refers to the practical aspects of how to perform good deeds accordingly.
So thank you, Sister Fatihah. So I want to add, according to Al-Ghazali, he said that morality and good conduct are not possible without knowledge. So what is the meaning by knowledge? It is functioning of intellect, of reason, which is akal, that innate rational faculty of man, which is the faculty that distinguishes him from animal. So for the morality, there is three types of morality, which is the first is philosophical morality, second is religious prescription, and third is mystical morality. Okay, we move on for the first morality, which is philosophical morality. Philosophical morality is a moral virtue which is like wisdom, courage, chastity, justice, and good manner that feature in classical philosophical texts. This morality also based on a religious prescription and mystical morality. So for the second morality is a religious prescription. So this morality is a virtue directly prescribed by religion, which is involved obedience to divine commandments and can only be attained through divine bounty and grace that been given by God. Okay, for the last morality, it is a mystical morality, which is a desire to connect one's heart to celestial or heavenly world. It is also a central aspiration, which is a closer relationship with God, and mystical or spiritual devote acts out of a desire to please Him rather than out of fear of punishment for immoral behavior. Okay, lastly, Al-Ghazali mentioned that human freedom is no more than acts of God. So, no human is independent by himself to do freely whatever he wishes in this world. Okay, so this is because it is also God who put the desire in a man to perform a certain act, but then he choose to do the other acts instead. So by this, human acts were thus freely chosen and yet at the same time remain part of his divine will. It is depend on the man either to be rewarded for his obedience and submission or punished for whatever sins he had committed during his life. So to conclude, human freedom of will is both Allah's act and human choice.